Hi, David. You're live from Australia. So have a great show.
Thank you, Debbie, and welcome everyone. Sorry about last week. I was really busy with university studies and things were getting very cluttered. I was just talking to Debbie before the show about how so many things going on at the moment, and when I'm juggling and it all becomes a little bit hard to keep appointments and to physically maintain one's resilience, one's energy. And I think it's a lot of people are quite high achievers and they drive themselves pretty hard. They have big goals. And I'm curious what your goals are, what you're working on, and how that affects you and how you stay in balance. Because it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all of these layers. Essentially, one sort of keeping going. Because if I was in a lot of lectures last week, a lot of screen time, so that takes a mental and physical toll. And I just get headaches over here often for that, because we're not designed to spend a whole day behind the screen. So Carlos, thank you for sharing and great to see you. Welcome back. And so I'm curious how you guys handle stress, how you handle work, balancing different pursuits. That we all so busy, and I feel like this time in the world is just the time of being busy and juggling this and juggling that, because very few people, I don't think I've met anyone who's doing only one thing. It's always oh, I've got this and I've got that and I've got the kids and I've got work and some people like me are studying as well, so that can take a lot of time and energy. And some have relationships. Well, we all have some relationships, but it's also maintaining relationships, maintaining friendships, maintaining family relationships, maybe even a romantic partner. So there's a lot to balance here, a lot to juggle, as I said. And I've been busy with an art exhibition coming up, which I'm setting up today. So that's kind of yesterday I was kind of spent the day with paintings and just finishing off, and a painting's never quite finished, and you always see something else and you go, oh, I could add this, I could add this. There's a little dot here, should I keep that in or should I cover it? And then little marks appear, so you constantly feel like you need to maintain a painting and keep on it. So often I'll be working on paintings, and some of them have been going on for years, or you find one. For me, I've found painting that I started years ago, and then I find it again and start working on it. So a painting could be a lifetime event. It could be a lifetime creation. It could be something you come to every year or every 10 years, every decade, or whatever it is. So that's what's been keeping me busy. Feel free in the comments to share what you're busy with, what's keeping you busy, how you maintain your balance, how you're keeping your balance. I usually talk a little bit about all sorts of cosmic topics. And thanks, Stu, and welcome, Stu. That's great to have you. I was just telling Debbie that I need to send you the link so you can join live instead of the recording. So welcome, Stu. You're live. And I was talking a little bit to Debbie about all the cosmic energy, all the glitches happening and forgetting things, and quantum convergence happening, and how a lot of people I've keep confronting people, talking to people, and finding out that they're feeling fatigued as well, not just me. And I feel like there's a lot of juggling going on at the moment, and we have to just check out a little bit, tune into the quantum state, into the quantum energy, and really cultivate spaciousness, even if we're very busy. At least 5 minutes a day where you completely relaxed, in tune with yourself, perhaps lying on the grass outside, that's a beautiful way to spend your time, to be in nature, just lying on your back. I love to just lie on my back and look up at the sky or close my eyes, and being grounded on planet Earth, being in nature. That's the most healing and balancing thing we can do. But often, if we're so busy, like me, running around painting, that's not time in nature. A friend of mine was suggesting I go out into the forest and use that as my canvas, or paint, or make artwork in nature. And that's something that, thinking back, hopping back about the French Impressionists, and the French Impressionists used to go out in nature, and that was something, a breakaway from the cities. That was something wonderful about that age. And I'm sure a lot of you can recall a lot of beautiful paintings from Monet, from Renoir, Van Gogh, whoever your favorite artist is. A lot of them tend to be impressionists. So that time was really special, and people would just go out into nature and paint their impression. That's why it was called Impressionism. It was just a moment in time, a glimpse in time. They weren't spending hours coming back to the scene. It was done quickly, capturing a moment. And so you tend to always get some kind of weather condition, some kind of light that's really specific. And they captured that light. And then, of course, the light changes throughout the day. So it's really capturing the moment in time, like a photograph. And that's why it was called Impressionism. And I'm just thinking about who were the other paintings: Degas, Manet, Monet, all these wonderful paintings, Cezanne, these wonderful artists, Cezanne. That was a wonderful artist. So I'd love to hear if any of you want to share your favorite artist of that time, or just your favorite artist of all time, because it always gets the conversation flowing and stirs up memories and ideas and gets the creative energy flowing. So let's talk a little bit about source frequency, and the kind of frequency that we come from, 5-dimensional frequency. It's a very unifying consciousness. It's never divisive. It's never separate. It's always connected. It's a connected field. And I feel like we get caught up in little boxes often, and that's why we feel out of balance. And these little boxes can be working on a goal, checking your bank account, going to work. So many people are even working physically in boxes. So there's a song, Little Boxes on the Hillside, and I feel like we're the last generation is, since the agricultural revolution, that shifted people onto farms. The industrial revolution, not the agricultural revolution. The industrial revolution, things have really shifted technologically, and so many people got caught up working in factories, and now that was separating us from nature, essentially. And that's the point I'm coming to, is this connection to nature, this connection to source energy, which is abundant. And if you can look around me, you can see the stars. This energy is very expansive, very connected, cosmic, unlimited or limitless. I never understand why there's two words for that, unlimited and limitless. I like limitless because it sounds more limitless instead of unlimited, which is a negative, the reverse of limited. It's simply limitless. So I really like that. So we're a piece of this source frequency, and I love those stars. We're part of that, and sometimes our focus is, like I've been talking about, is very much like in front of us. We're focusing just on here, and we lose sight of the bigger picture, the bigger consciousness, the greater field of energy around us. And we forget our power to choose as well. So we have the power to choose and create this new earth, this new reality. And there's a lot of negativity to push through, and it's a turbulent and chaotic period. And we've got to keep keep our vision clear, our vision that we're working towards, really an orientation, a goal, a mindset, as well as all the steps involved. But really keep our mindset clean and pure, and remember the context of cosmic creation, of oneness, of peace, because we have to do a lot with the division and these crazy these emotional sort of responses to people who disagree with you. And we need to have conversations with our neighbors where we say, well, you love this, or I love that. Let's talk about it. Without any emotional charge, without any sort of vitriol, hatred, because there's a lot of emotion swinging around, and we have to acknowledge that there's a lot of agendas. It is really chaotic, and it's quite confusing as well. And there's some people around with quite a low vibrational frequency, and quite a lot of people with a low level of critical thinking. So I sort of advocate critical thinking and intelligent usage of our time and energy with a cosmic outlook, a cosmic vision. So a combination of, call it common sense, practical acuity, with a cosmic vision. So if we're up in the stars too much, then we're not going to be grounded and not going to be able to deal with the three-dimensional reality of this earth plane. So it's important that we balance these two always, and everything comes down to balance. And the same with how we deal with people, to come in from a balanced perspective where whatever their viewpoint, it's simply a viewpoint. And if they're up there, if they're there, if they're there, if they're there, that's their viewpoint. And that's fine. Just like the moon is the moon, it's moving around. That's the moon. I don't have a negative charge about the moon. I see the moon. I actually feel good. I like the moon. So when you hear another person's viewpoint, imagine that it is like the moon, for instance, or whatever other cosmic body you choose, maybe Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, and just see that as a swirling viewpoint that's moving around, and that's their viewpoint. That's how they're seeing the world. It's a valid perspective because that's how they are seeing the world. You cannot say that how they're seeing the world is invalid or wrong, or because that's just how they're seeing the world. And come to them from a neutral place and open your heart to that, so we don't have this division, because there's certain agendas that are at play that are really dividing people up and dividing nations up and dividing, confusing the situation, and also this either or approach. So I know we don't have it so much in Australia, but I know in the States and in America, you really have a big division politically between sort of left and right, and it's almost, I don't know, it's almost like a marriage, I would say, where, like you take the good with the bad, and it can almost be like a religious thing. And of course, both sides have pros and cons, and good people and bad people. And when you sort of paint one side with a certain brush, you really sort of don't realize that both sides have good ideas and good policies. Focus on the ideas and acknowledge that both sides have them. And however you choose to vote, that's not a marriage. It's not a religion. It's just that's your preference. But you take the good with the bad, and if someone is voting for another party, great. Because you're not voting. It's not a perfect system. You're not voting for some sort of Jesus Christ figure. Sometimes some of the political leadership does wish to portray themselves as messianic figures. But that's not the reality. That's not who they are. They're human beings. They have faults. They have pros and cons. They have all the foibles of being human. Some of them are pretty dim, pretty dim people, unfortunately. You seem to have a lot of that in America at the moment. Very dim leaders, and you look at their record and their background, and they're not the smartest people. And that's fine. That you can do a decent job at not being the smartest person, as long as you care and you're diligent and you have good people to support you around you. But remember, generally the people who are becoming your politicians have a very strong ego and motivation. They're not coming from pure love, pure light. They're not coming from that kind of source frequency. So just be aware that they're self-serving, and often politicians will tell you anything because they want your vote, or they'll even have policies just because they think that will get them more power or keep them in power. So there's no longevity to that. It can be very destructive, and whichever side you come from, this is all the politicians. Try to come more from a neutral place in the center, where you acknowledge the need for both approaches. We always need liberal and conservative viewpoints. We need the balance. That's really what the ideal is, where you balance practical needs with compassion, as an example. You balance human nature, the qualities of human nature, of freedom, with responsibility, just as an example. This is a very fundamental understanding of the world. If you just have responsibility, then you won't have much freedom. If you just have freedom, then you won't have the responsibility. So we need to respect both orientations, just like masculine, feminine qualities. Both are wonderful and beautiful, and we need both of them to be in the yin-yang container. If we are just, there's only a yin in the world, then what kind of, because this dimension is created with those energies in balance, in accordance, in harmony. So the same within our nature as human beings, the same within the masculine feminine paradigm. There is not a wrong or a right. There's certainly not. There's simply a balance. So I really encourage everyone to remember that balance is important. And a lot of things are opening up. A lot of things are possible. The energy is shifting. The vibration is moving up. It's very intense. Lots of intense energies. Trust that you are the programmer. You have the consciousness to shift this simulation. All realities are opening up as possible for a lot of people right now. There's energies are really shifting and opening up. So focus on your reality. Focus on what you wish to create, on shifting your consciousness to the highest timeline for you as an individual, as well as the collective, because both of those are important, and both of those require our energy and attention. And the small and the big, the small coming from myself as a human being into the whole of planet Earth, the whole of humanity. So both of these, the macrocosm and the microcosm, they are harmonizing. So we do have an effect as individuals on our own life, and we do have an effect on the collective, on the macrocosm of consciousness. So remember that as well. Whatever you feed is going to, whatever you watch, whatever you give your energy to is feeding that energy. So if you're feeding a fear consciousness, then that's going to grow bigger. That's going that's going to expand. So watch where you place your attention. Be really mindful of where you place your attention, where you put your consciousness. And remember that you can tap into different timelines, different possible future possibilities opening up. It's not a single future. None of us have a single future. There's multiple timelines. There's multiple possibilities. So I am looking in the comments and not seeing. I'm seeing Carla. So we will do some readings. We'll just do a couple of minutes meditation. I would love to hear more comments, and thank you for sharing, Marie Taylor, Stu, and Carlos. It's great to have you. My goals are increasing my intuition, and getting my own place to live. Thank you, Carlos, for sharing that. I really appreciate that. And I was talking to a psychic channel yesterday about how a lot of us, me in particular, have a fear consciousness. So we have fears that we're working on, and just be aware of those fears. It really helps clarify where you are, where you're at, what you're putting out there. Do you trust the universe? Do you trust God? Do you trust that you will be taken care of? And how conservative are you? Because I think of friends of mine that it's always safety first. Everything is safety first, and in that approach, they never take any risks. So you sometimes need to just put yourself out there and see what happens. So I have a friend who just set up an art exhibition in September, which is 4 months away. She set up an art exhibition, and I said, well, what's this art exhibition about? What paintings are you going to put up? And she said, oh, I just have a vision. I don't have any artwork. So I thought this was really an inspiring example of shifting things in gear, putting things out there that haven't been manifested yet. But she has the background as an artist that she knows she can produce artwork, so it's not an impossible task. She's just set herself an extraordinary task based on a vision. It's just a vision. I'm going to make an art exhibition. And they said, oh, we have September available. And she said, book it. And she's just going for it. And I felt like, wow, like what areas in my life have I gone for that dimension? Because I think I also have a safety first mentality. So I understand people who are like that, who think, all right, I need all these artwork first before I consider an art exhibition. I need this, I need that. Everything's got to be really safe before you get out of your comfort zone. So that I'm just sharing my own experience, and I'm sure some of you have stories of really going out there and doing the unexpected, doing something that's a bit higher than your regular behavior, your regular vision. So it's really important to extend ourselves. And Tammy, thank you for your comments. That would be nice. I'm not sure what would be nice. But thank you for the comments. So quick meditation. Let me know how everyone's doing, and let's just clear our energy and tune into the cosmic frequency, which is the limitless frequency. All right, so we are gently going to close our eyes, only if it's safe to do so. Clearing the energy of the day, the energy of the week, and taking a deep breath in, coming into your center, wherever that is for you. Allowing yourself to be deeply conscious of the single act of breathing. as you place your awareness on your breath, allowing your whole body to relax. Aware of your weight, the weight of your body. If your feet are connected to the ground, to the earth, being aware of the weight of your feet and your whole body. And as we breathe, starting to gaze up with our consciousness above your house, your home, above your neighborhood, above your town, your city, and moving upwards above your region, above your district, keep moving up until you're above your state, above your country, and above the entire earth, the blue planet. And as you keep going up, traveling into the stars, becoming aware of the whole cosmos that you are part of. Becoming aware that any limitation you placed on yourself was not true, not your true nature, was a separation consciousness, a seed of fear. And as you travel up in your consciousness into space, tuning into your true nature of limitless freedom, and we're just going to breathe this in. Enjoy the effortless ride of freedom, higher vibrational energy. Clearing our consciousness, clearing any ideas that no longer serve us, purifying our sense of self with golden cosmic light. Traveling across the universe, you are entirely free. Limitless. Breathing in limitless consciousness. We can stay in this space of freedom, or we can come back down to earth. So if you do want to join me, we're going to come back down, traveling down our cosmic spaceship and seeing the earth, moving closer to the earth, coming down to your country, your state, your region, district, city, town, neighborhood, hovering above your house and coming down into your home, into your room, and back inside your body. Now grounding yourself back down into the earth, feeling your weight, and remembering the cosmic lessons, remembering that there's a part of you that is unlimited, is limitless, cosmic consciousness. And whatever your limitations that you have imposed on yourself, dissolving them so that you are free, at least in your mind. This is where we plant seeds of freedom. See where this takes you, where you can make limitless decisions where before you were limited by fear. Embodying a new consciousness of fearlessness, limitlessness, freedom. And back now in our bodies, feeling the weight of the three-dimensional reality, grounding yourself into the earth, feeling Mother Earth support you, nurture you, stabilizing your energy, centering yourself, taking a deep breath in and out. With a gentle sigh, you may stretch out your body, placing your hands over your face, over your eyes, and in your own time, you may gently start to open your eyes, take in the temperature of the room, the light around you. Just taking your time to fully come back. So welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for co-creating this reality with me and Tammy. Could do a reading on you, Nasia, and Assel. Hello Assel, welcome back Assel. So we'll just do Tammy and Nasia and see how we go for time. I was looking for one of my decks of cards and I don't know where it is. I was using it last week. So let's see how we go with these cards. I'll use this other deck. So Tammy, we're going to start you. And welcome, Jamie. Well, that's great to have you. Where are you, Jamie? I see the beach behind you. That looks beautiful. So we're going to clear the energy now and just pick some cards for Tammy. And it looks like you're surrounded, everyone's wearing a uniform of some type. That's really cool. I like the sort of angles or perspective of that picture. It's kind of interesting. It's because I can see a triangle, which is the golden mean. All right, so let's pick some cards for Tammy. Angel of Strength. Okay. So there's a real sense of a few things happening for you, Tammy. Needing to be a little bit patient. It feels like things are a little bit stuck for you. There is just a little delay. I really get a delay card, so it's not that it's not happening for you. It's just happening in the background. It's being organized. So a little bit of patience is required for you. That's really going to help. And thanks for sharing, Tammy. It was on my stairs on Christmas a few years back. We all just had black shirts. Oh, that's nice. It looks like a really happy Christmas. So to help you get through this, it's going to be important that you really get some strength and stability in you. So strength is the idea coming through. And another thing is to appreciate what you have. So I know I'm sure you've heard this a lot, and I've heard it a lot as well. And it's all appreciate what you have. It really is powerful, and it really works, and it shifts our perspective. It's kind of like a medicine. It shifts our perspective. So really embody that gratitude for what you have, and you do have people around you. There is a sense of support around you. I'm going to pick another card for you, Tammy. There's quite a positive. You've been placed in quite a positive place. I just feel like your spiritual activation it needs you to just take a bit of time out, and there is a sense of divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So there's something happening above you where there's a council of lights that's wanting you to take a bit of time out and connect to them, and they're there to support you. So your visions are being supported. It's telling me that you're doubting yourself, and you're thinking, what am I here to do? What am I here for? But they are there to support you. That they have a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom there, and there's a benevolence. There's a kindness. You're part of this frequency to raise the consciousness of the planet, like I've been talking about, to raise the frequency of the planet, to guide things along in a spiritual realm, in a spiritual direction, which is really important to help humanity to bring light into the world, to bring light into our consciousness. And so that's a really important role that you've chosen. So do more meditation, some prayer, work on your intentions, gratitude, and call on this team to support you, this team of light workers. Thank you so much for coming in, Sammy, and welcome back. And thank you. So what did I say? Nasir? Did I say Nasir? Yeah. So Nasir. So just clearing the energies, and I'm also going to read the comments. Okay. Nasir. All right. So Nasir, we're going to just clear the energy. Maybe I'll have some tea. And Nasir, thank you so much for coming in and for joining in. For joining in the show. Nasir. Okay, so it feels to me like it's really important that you go through it, kind of like a tunnel. You go through. It really feels like a transformation for you, Nasir. So there's a sense of playing small with you, of doubting yourself really strongly, like you just want to play small, want to disappear, but you have a mission and you have a power that you're hiding from the world, And I can see that clearly. Like, there's so much hidden ability it's like you're sometimes aware of it, but you're not really, you push it aside, and you diminish, you say it's not important, but this is your mission, and this is what you signed up for. So stop playing small, Nasir. Start to liberate this idea of yourself that's it's not true. Remember the meditation, and remember what I said about how we create our reality, how we are, our consciousness is creating these ideas, our perspectives are what we create. And if you see yourself that way, then that's how you are, the energy you're carrying with you. So you have the power to shift your energy. You have the power to shift your perspective, because you have a magician card that's saying that actually there's a magician in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, instead of seeing what you saw before, start seeing a magician. Start seeing something that's powerful, because your spiritual power has just been pushed aside. Like you just don't see, you don't acknowledge it, you don't appreciate it. So it's really important you start appreciating who you are and transform the difficulties into great blessings. I am seeing work for you. I don't feel like it's your soul. I don't feel like it's work that is aligned to your soul. But I see it as something you signed up to do. So it's more like it's more like there's sort of a people around, but there's a sort of workman like environment where you're just part of that environment. But part of you is not there, part of you is somewhere else. But that's kind of just getting you from A to B, that's paying the bills. So that's okay. But your mind is wandering, your mind is questioning, your mind is going in all sorts of different directions. So try and keep things really simple, coming back to yourself, meditate. And too much anxiety, so really really just tune into yourself and feel, don't feel like you need to make any particular decision. Really release the fear. So that's the key, to release the fear, move forward with courage, with trust and courage, and like some of the ideas I shared with you, embodying that. So this, you have the power within you, Nasir, and remember that. So thank you a lot. Thank you, Nasir, for coming through. And Amantha Khans. Hi, Amantha. Welcome. Jamie is from Pennsylvania. Thank you, Jamie. And I think we will do Jamie. Jamie, you're new here, so welcome, and it's great to have you. I don't think we'll have time for anyone else. Let's just see how we go. And where are you, Amantha? I'm curious. So thanks everyone for these beautiful comments, and I love to see where you're from and what you're up to, and if you have questions. So that really keeps the show dynamic and active, and keeps things moving. I don't think we're going to get time for you, Diana, unfortunately, but next week. And Amantha Galveston, Texas. Anyone can reach me on my YouTube channel, on my website, Facebook page. You can send me a message. YouTube's a good place to send me a message, email. I am quite available. Search for my name. Feel free to contact me. And just clearing the energy. Sorry, Jamie, we're getting right to you. I'm trying to see that image of you. It looks really beautiful. I love to be in the ocean and sunrise and sunset. It's such a beautiful time. So I love that picture. It's got great energy. And it's great to see you out there. Wow. So, Jamie, let's just have a look at your energy. Just have a look. It feels like there's a real fluid flow in your communication. It feels like there's a real, you probably talk quicker than I do. I talk really slowly. There's things work a bit slowly in here, but it feels like there's a real flow, Jamie. And let's just see what cards are coming through for you. So there's a financial card that's come out, and it's saying there's a shift to more value, more income. You're thinking a lot. You want to travel. I think you're overthinking. So I would say just go for it. Go for the travel. Don't hold back from making plans. This is a time for seeing the world, Jamie. I'm just gonna check another deck. You're clinging on to things, Jamie. You're holding on to things, and this is just encouraging you to be more free and to let go of your fear. And I think that meditation would actually really help you. The one we did earlier, to let go of your fear and to remember that you are consciousness dancing. Your consciousness wants to rise up and express itself and be part of the world. And you have a beautiful path, a beautiful spirit. I see lots of communication around you, like things are really flowing. Take a bit of time for yourself as well, to be in nature, to be by the beach, like I see you there. And remember that the shift is happening in the world. There's things that you need to surrender that are not authentic to you. So come back to the authenticity and remember that things, sometimes you have to go through some hurdles. Just travel. You have to line up with other people, get on a plane, whatever it is. There's these things that we have to do sometimes to get from A to B to. So your foundations are coming into strength. It feels like there's this shift. There is a solid ground, and you have the capacity, you have the capability within you. So really trust yourself, Jamie, and you're going to be great. And thank you so much for all these great people for coming on. Shawana, hi, welcome back, Shawana. So I do really appreciate all these lovely messages. For now, we're going to end the show, and I'm just grateful for everyone for coming in. Sorry, I didn't have more time to do readings, but do listen to the meditation again, and remember the message there about being limitless, that having this limitless opportunity, possibility, this limitless possibility to be more than you are. And you're a seed of the divine. You're a seed of this divine consciousness. So just remember that. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful week. Lovely to see you, Stu, and lots of love to you all.